two hero villains, thank you for always watching and supporting the channel. Who do you think will win, Thanos or Sentry, when myth and darkness collide? Sentry, also known as Robert Reynolds, is known as the man with the power of a million exploding suns, possessing almost limitless powers including super strength, flight, immortality, regeneration, and the ability to manipulate molecules. But what makes Sentry even more special is his dark side, the Void, a dark entity with destructive power that can confront the Avengers or X-Men alone. Sentry is the embodiment of light and darkness, always torn between compassion and insane rage. Thanos the Mad Titan is a genius strategist, possessing superior physical strength, superhuman intelligence, and an unshakable will. He has defeated the most powerful beings in the universe without the need for the Infinity Gauntlet. With the Infinity Stones in hand, Thanos becomes a near omnipotent entity capable of wiping out half of all life in the universe with a snap of his fingers. Although he lacks the regenerative powers of Sentry, Thanos is formidable because of his ruthless personality, strategic mind, and extremely sharp ability to assess the weaknesses of his opponents. Before we dive into the analyses, please click the subscribe button and remember to turn on notifications and click the bell icon. Thank you very much! Sentry's power is a variable factor that is mainly governed by his own psychological state and mental stability. During times when he achieves emotional and mental stability, Sentry can maximize his power potential, from Skyfather level to some manifestations that are close to aspect level, which is at a very high cosmic level. However, I usually rank Sentry between Herald and Skyfather level. This is a fairly reasonable rating given the character's usual displays of power. What makes Sentry notable is his ability to effectively fight many beings of divine origin or supernatural power. He has clashed and confronted a number of gods of formidable power, most notably his confrontations with Thor, one of Asgard's most powerful warriors. In fact, Sentry has not only been able to withstand and counterattack Thor's power, but has also shown clear dominance at times, forcing Thor to retreat. Sentry has faced Hercules, one of the most powerful gods in Greek mythology, on several occasions. In these encounters, Sentry has shown that he's equal to or superior to Hercules, especially due to his superhuman strength. He also fought Ares, the god of war, and as a result, Ares was destroyed by Sentry. In several other notable battles, Sentry easily overwhelmed Iron Man while he was using the Extremis armor, one of the most advanced and powerful versions of technology that Tony Stark has ever developed. Not only that, Sentry was also able to defeat the Hulk in his World Breaker form, which is considered the Hulk's strongest form, even when his mind was unstable. In addition, Sentry also defeated Terrax, a herald of Galactus, quickly and decisively. It was a victory that showed that his fighting ability could match or surpass cosmic entities. Possessing the power of a million exploding suns is not only symbolic, but also reflects the scale of destruction he can cause at full power. In his merged Sentry state, where the Sentry and Void cells merge, he easily defeated Captain Marvel Carol Danvers and a version of Thor known as Golden Thor, although this version is not the most powerful incarnation of the God of Thunder. Of the Sentry's many appearances, the most powerful is the Death Seed Sentry or Merge Sentry. These are states where Robert Reynolds not only completely merges with the destructive entity Void, but also receives energy from the Death Seed, a source of cosmic level destruction. In this form, Sentry possesses increased physical strength, speed, regeneration, and energy abilities. However, even at the maximum of his potential, Sentry would still have great difficulty facing one of the most powerful incarnations of Thor, especially those with the full power of the Odin Force or even the All-Father. The ability to withstand and survive cosmic attacks from an omnipotent Thor is nearly impossible, even for Sentry at his most powerful. A common misconception among fans is that Sentry is simply a clone of Superman from DC. In reality, this is a narrow and inaccurate view, although both characters possess extraordinary powers and come from similar concepts such as superpowers, flight, and symbolism. Sentry is built in a completely different direction. Sentry has to live with the Void, which is the embodiment of darkness and destruction within himself. Therefore, evaluating Sentry only on the surface of his power is an incomplete assessment. He is not a clone, but a separate character with a clear identity. Sentry and Hulk have one of the most intense battles ever shown. When Hulk's rage reaches its peak and he becomes the strongest warrior version of himself, in this confrontation, Sentry was killed by Null, but it is worth noting that Null had to use his power to extract the Void, the destructive entity hidden inside Sentry, from his body, something that not all enemies can do. In many other encounters with cosmic level villains, Sentry has shown the ability to cause enough destruction to distort or even break the fabric of reality. He once crushed the head of a giant symbiote creature controlled by Null, a feat that not everyone can do. Even in moments of losing control, Sentry has shown signs of sending the Void, the embodiment of nothingness, off the ground and into space. Sentry is greatly underestimated compared to other superheroes. I have seen many people claim that Thor could defeat Sentry easily. To prove that he is definitely among the strongest superheroes like Thor, Superman, Silver Surfer, etc., he easily defeated Beta Ray Bill, the same Void, easily defeated the god of magic, Drange, and the Sorcerer Supreme Loki at the same time. Sentry survived the final nullifying blow and shattered the cosmic cube, which can destroy infinite levels of existence, and defeated several celestial bodies. Sentry destroyed a planet with just a thought, and destroying a planet in Marvel is extremely impressive. Sentry is on par with Zom, who absorbed all the powers of all mutants. Sentry overpowered the Molecule Man after the retcon. He was completely regenerated when he destroyed Sentry. Sentry resisted Doctor Strange's mind manipulation, and remember Strange's mind manipulation, and games can actually trick and deceive Beyonder. He was even tricked and trapped in Dormammu in his own dimension, where he was almost omnipotent. But Sentry resisted and knocked him out. Sentry should not be underestimated. He is definitely among the strongest superheroes. Subscribe to the channel, it will help us a lot, and moreover, you will get to see great videos every day. You are the best. Thank you very much. Thanos, born to Mentor and Sui-san, two members of the Eternals race. Thanos was born with a rare deviant genetic mutation. This genetic mutation makes his appearance distinctly different from other Eternals. His skin has a characteristic purple-gray color, a large body structure, and an exceptionally strong physique. However, this mutation does not weaken him, but rather enhances the inherent abilities of an Eternal, making Thanos a unique and more powerful individual than ever, the one known as the Mad Titan, one of the most powerful and fearsome entities in the entire universe. His name has transcended all dimensions, time, and reality. Thanos was once considered the embodiment of death, a solitary entity. Possessing superior intelligence, he also stands out for his extraordinary physique, far beyond the limits of any living creature. Thanos' physical strength is almost immeasurable. He can lift objects weighing over 100 tons without any effort. In battle, he can easily withstand highly destructive attacks without being seriously injured. With a single punch, Thanos can destroy an entire planet, turning it into ashes in an instant. The ability to travel between galaxies without any support from any means. Not only that, Thanos has confronted and won against many cosmic entities who were considered invincible. He has defeated ancient entities such as the Eternals, Celestials, and even challenged Odin or Galactus in special circumstances. In any era, Thanos is always mentioned as a living testament to absolute power and the terror of ambition beyond all limits. Thanos is an entity that possesses such power that his true limits have not yet been clearly determined. His abilities are not only derived from the biological nature of the Eternals, but are also enhanced by the intervention of death, an entity that has endowed Thanos with a power beyond all standards. Thanks to this, Thanos can even surpass the strongest Eternals physically. He once fought on par with Thor despite the fact that the God of Thunder possessed the Power Gem, a treasure that amplifies physical strength to a near limitless level. Thanos easily defeated the Silver Surfer, a herald of Galactus, who was known for his tremendous speed and strength. In many encounters, Thanos has also shown the ability to overwhelm the Hulk when in a state of extreme anger, controlling his greatest strength. Thanos has quickly subdued powerful warriors such as Beta Ray Bill and Ronan the Accuser. In particular, he can easily destroy Ronan's cosmic scale weapon. Even Ego the Living Planet, a living planet with intelligence, once tried to use physical strength to defeat Thanos but failed miserably. Ego, who was confident in his own abilities, fell into a state of panic after realizing the huge power gap between himself and the Mad Titan. Thanos also easily subdued Annihilus, an extremely dangerous entity from the Negative Zone, who once threatened the entire universe. Thanos' overwhelming physical abilities. With each battle, Thanos not only won, but also asserted his position. Thanos possesses the ability to exploit and enhance his already terrifying physical strength through a nearly limitless source of cosmic energy. This source of energy is of a divine nature. The ability to control energy on a cosmic level allows Thanos to perform superhuman actions such as launching destructive energy blasts, increasing his muscular strength to unimaginable levels, and creating powerful defensive barriers. And the champion of the universe, Trico, he possesses immense physical strength, the limits of which are barely known. He has channeled all of his primordial power into the development of his physical form. However, his strength has increased to a much higher level when he possesses the power gem, Thanos. Even in a severely injured state, he was still able to defeat Captain Marvel, one of Earth's most powerful superheroes with cosmic energy powers and top-notch melee combat capabilities. In the battle with Iron Man when Tony was using the Mark 50 armor, one of the most advanced and optimized designs ever developed, Thanos was completely overwhelmed. Although the Mark 50 armor has the ability to adapt quickly, restructure weapons instantly, and use nanotechnology to enhance combat effectiveness, Iron Man was still unable to cause significant damage to the Mad Titan. Thanos also demonstrated his ability to attack accurately and powerfully when he easily destroyed Doctor Strange's Tau Mandalus magic barrier with just a single blow. This barrier is one of the most advanced magical defenses. Thanos easily tore through this protective layer. Thanos' endurance is at a near superhuman level. He can absorb and withstand a massive amount of cosmic energy when he breaks the Infinity Gauntlet with his own hands. This is an unthinkable act, because the Infinity Gauntlet was designed to contain 6 Infinity Stones, each of which has the power to shape the universe. Thanos destroying this device with his bare hands shows that his physical structure has reached a level that very few beings can match. Thanos severed the arm of the Silver Surfer when he was in possession of the hammer Mjolnir, and was considered worthy, meaning someone worthy of Thor's power. This action was done with Surtur's sword, a weapon capable of confronting entities with primal power. He transformed Frank Castle into the new Ghost Rider, who served him for thousands of years. Thanos is not invincible. He does not lose often having to bring his entire superhero team with him, and Thanos is also a symbol of superior physical and mental evolution in the Marvel Universe. Please subscribe to the channel, it'll help us a lot, and moreover, you will see great videos every day. You are the best, thank you very much. On a desolate planet where life once existed, but now only ruins in the cold space, the sky was dyed a blood red under the light of the flickering cosmic sparks. From within the dazzling light of pure energy, Sentry embodied a symbol of superpower. Facing him was Thanos, standing tall, his eyes cold, and his expression completely motionless. He showed no signs of panic or preparation for defense, as if the appearance of a powerful entity like Sentry did not shake even a little bit of his icy core. Immediately, Sentry rushed towards Thanos at a speed beyond the reach of the human eye. Faster than light, he threw a punch that gathered all the energy of a supernova, a punch that could destroy a planet in the blink of an eye. That power was enough to cause the surrounding space to crack, the ground to shake, and ancient rocks to fly off the surface from the energy shock. But what surprised people was not the blow, but Thanos' reaction. Not dodging, not retreating, Thanos stood still and took the punch with his bare, unarmored body. His dark purple skin cracked, the cracks emitting a faint light of energy emanating from within. But instead of feeling pain or retreating, Thanos let out a deep, low laugh that echoed through the silence of the dead planet. It was not an arrogant laugh, but the sound of absolute confidence and millennia of fighting experience. Before Sentry could react, Thanos launched a counterattack. His punch carried the weight not only of muscle, but also of a cosmic force. That fist was likened to containing the energy of thousands of burning suns, exploding into a single point. The space around the punch distorted, light was bent, and the pressure emitted from that movement could tear apart everything within a radius of hundreds of miles. Sentry began to lose the initiative. Under the terrible pressure of Thanos' destructive counterattacks, he was forced to retreat. The signs of his spirit cracking were becoming more and more obvious. The uncontrolled inner self paved the way for the rise of a dark entity, hidden deep within the void. No longer a protector of justice, Sentry was now completely replaced. When controlling the body, Void turned Sentry from a heroic symbol into a living nightmare. Without reason, without humanity, every movement, every attack carried cosmic-level destructive energy, causing space to crack. He became a potential threat to the entire structure of reality. Thanos, even an experienced and confident warrior, could not help but feel surprised and highly alert. He realized that before him was no longer a simple opponent, but a real threat to the entire universe. If the Void continued to lose control, space, time, and reality could all be erased. Without hesitation, Thanos summoned an ancient weapon forged from Uru metal, a legendary material that had been used to create the most powerful weapons in the history of the universe. Thanos' Uru blade was imbued with ancient magical energy, capable of cutting through three-dimensional space, breaking the layers of reality and creating cracks in the fabric of space. He swung the blade, creating a slash that not only tore apart the surface of reality, but also affected the structure of space around him. However, surprisingly, the Void Sentry was not destroyed. He immediately regenerated his body from the energy dust, continuing to charge forward with attacks that had the power to shake an entire galaxy. The confrontation had gone beyond the limits of a physical battle. When light and darkness clashed on a divine level, only life and destruction remained. In the crucial moment of the chaotic battle between light and darkness that was tearing apart the surrounding space, Reynolds restrained the Void from within, using all his willpower and emotions to prevent this dark entity from continuing to destroy reality. Thanos acted with absolute precision. He no longer fought with pure strength, but used advanced strategy, a plan that he had secretly prepared since he realized the true nature of the Void. By using a special device integrated from ancient technology combined with the power of the Uru blade, Thanos created a space anomaly, a magical black hole. When the internal struggle between Reynolds and the Void reached its peak, Reynolds understood that he could not control this dark entity forever. Sentry disappeared. No one knew if he was still alive or had disappeared with the Void. And Thanos, I hope you enjoy this fight. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Follow me if you like. That's it for today's video. Thanks a lot.